Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You've made it back to another It's Naturally Nat. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about vinegars and making your own infused vinegars. Okay? So some recipes that you make that will require a dressing, a marinade, or sauce require more than just your basic vinegars. You should always have more than just white vinegar around or applesauce or apple cider vinegar. I always have those at all times. But there's a dish I like to make for the holidays. It's called green beans in white wine tarragon sauce that requires tarragon vinegar. Now, I started making this recipe probably about 15 years ago, and it's a green bean, a side dish recipe you do on the stovetop. You can use fresh green beans, or you can use frozen. I use frozen. And it's delicious. It's unique. You won't have it at anybody else's house. It has bacon in it, but it requires tarragon vinegar. So when I first made this, I went all over my city where I live looking for tarragon vinegar and couldn't make it. And finally, a friend of mine and I did some research and we make our own, and it's super simple. You could use tarragon vinegar in anything. Any dish that you'd make where you want a little bit of acid and tang. And then my green bean sauce, that's vinegar and sherry and a slurry with cornstarch that you use to thicken in sugar, bacon grease, that's all that's in it. So tarragon plays a little role, but an important role. So what I did was, because of course I looked again, Daniel and I went, didn't we, Daniel, to several places. Did we find it?
Nope, couldn't find it anywhere.
But we found your average white wine vinegar. I don't need to show the label, any kind would do. In fact, the first time I found my white wine vinegar that I had to make into tarragon vinegar, I bought this brand, okay? And this is a no-name brand. But I'm here to tell you, if you want to make your own vinegar, use an old vinegar bottle. You could use something else. I ran out in this bottle, and Daniel and I bought this bottle. Now the problem with this bottle is, and I was just going to make it in this, is when you open it up, it has one of these type openings. You can't get these off, right? I mean, you could, but you'd probably have to use needle nose pliers. You'd probably scratch yourself, get mad, and end up pouring the vinegar all over the place. So I poured this into this bottle of old vinegar that I washed and cleaned beforehand. So that just has white wine vinegar in. To make an infused vinegar, you want to be careful. You never want to use garlic, although this is an acid, so it'll probably be okay. You really want to only stick to herbs if you're going to make an infused vinegar for cooking marinades, sauces, or vinaigrettes. So what I got here for the tarragon vinegar is tarragon. Let me tell you, tarragon's not necessarily easy to find unless you grow it. So I had to go to a couple different stores to get it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a light rinse. No reason to.
No reason to go overboard?
Nope. Don't need to get out a salad spinner or anything. I mean, you could just give it a light with your, if you wanted to do that, you could do that.
Pat it dry.
Just a little bit. You don't have to go overboard. Then, and you don't have to use all of this. In fact, I wouldn't. If you don't know much about tarragon, I think it has a tiny bit of a licorice flavor, but just it's ever so subtle. So if you go, oh gross, I'm not going to do this or use it, don't think that, because it's really subtle. Work? No. No, that won't work. That will.
Ah, third time's the charm.
Yep. Just shove her down in there. This is all by eye. I'm trying to remember, because when you make tarragon vinegar, the last time I made this was easily 10 years ago, and I just ran out because I don't use it a lot. And I made these beans a week ago with this old tarragon vinegar. Fine. Tasted great. There was no, I don't know, the vinegar probably to a certain extent.
Those were good beans.
They were, aren't they? And it's subtle, right?
Yeah.
You didn't go, oh my gosh, Natalie, how did you sneak tarragon into this? You didn't know. You were just like, these are good. I don't know why. They're just good. I think this will be enough. This, of course, the last one's going to be the one that's being a butt. Get them all. Also, use a bottle that has one of these doodads. That's nice. So if you just want to sprinkle a little tarragon vinegar, say on a salad that you're getting ready to eat, easy peasy. Whereas with this one, look what happens. You're going to get a whole blob of it. You'd want to use your thumb, and then see that wouldn't work. So I'm going to hold on to this bottle forever because I like the way that comes. Make sure I got the right lid on it. Yep, that's it.
So how long does it take for this to infuse?
I think when I had to do this 10 years ago for my recipe, I think I did do this maybe about 2 weeks beforehand.
Okay. So just set it in a cool, dark place and let it sit?
Yep. In fact, I keep all these little red wine vinegar. I have some sherries, some rice vinegar seasoned, some rice vinegar unseasoned. Don't fill my cupboard because it needs to be more organized. And then, believe it or not, I have maybe 4 kinds of balsamic vinegar and some more vinegar downstairs. I know that's a little overkill, but when it comes to, what is that? Acid, heat, fat. Remember that book? Acid, heat, fat.
Always read the fourth one.
If you remember what it is, put it down in the comments because I forgot. But anyway, the point of that little off ramp is you can't have enough acids when you're cooking. So try this. Make some tarragon infused vinegar. You saw how easy it is. It takes 2 ingredients and a skinny spoon, and you can have it and you can use it. I won't say up to 10 years, but mine lasted that. But what do I know? Maybe I got lucky. Definitely lasts for, say, 2 years, I would say. Okay? So try that. I'll see you next time. Have a great, wonderful afternoon, evening, no matter what time of day it is that you're accessing the show, and I'll see you later.